In Lesson 2, we'll briefly review theory development. The reality is, most nursing theorists didn't wake up one morning and say, "I believe I'll create a theory today." Rather, most of them sought to improve care and eventually wound up with a model of care that became a theory. Many of these theorists, living and practicing in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, were trendsetters who had shaken off traditional female roles in favor of careers and well-rounded education that exposed them to a wealth of information. They were inquisitive, bold, and unafraid to question the way things had always been done. As you review the objectives for Lesson 2, consider the fact that the first nursing theorists developed their theories for two primary reasons. The first, to further nursing as a scholarly profession, and the second, to improve the delivery of nursing care. Other reasons for theory development include the improvement of clinical practice, teaching nursing students effectively, and organizing a nursing curriculum. Scholars have stated that theory development within practice discipline should come from actual practice and reflective thinking that results in insights about the patterns that exist in the practice setting. Unfortunately, I don't have a great song like Schoolhouse Rock's "I'm Just a Bill," but I can walk you through the process of theory development. Once a theory addressing a phenomenon of interest to nursing has been proposed, several considerations follow, such as its completeness and logic, its internal consistency, and its correspondence with empirical findings, as well as whether it has been defined operationally for testing. The theory is proposed, tested, and if it proves what the theorist believes it will, it is validated. Of course, this use of the theory in practice may result in additional findings, which results in theory revision, additional testing, validation, practice. You can see where this is going. As we learned in Lesson 1, a theory is built from different components, all of which you should have an understanding as an advanced practice nurse. Theories also depend on a purpose and assumptions. One of the things that is so great about theories or models is that they are applicable in ways other than the ones the theorist originally proposed. For example, Mercer's becoming a mother theory originated as role attainment theory. Does that mean that we can substitute other roles for mother? For example, can you apply Mercer's theory to becoming an advanced practice nurse? Roy's adaptation theory could apply in almost any environment, and Benner's novice to expert theory has been switched around to reflect expert nurses who seek a different role, and as such become novices again. For those of you who are in the nurse practitioner track, you're experts in your area of practice, but will now face the reality of being a novice nurse practitioner. For those of you in the nurse educator track, you'll face the same thing. Being an instructor for the first time can be a very daunting prospect. As you mull over these questions, prepare to select two separate theories for your compare and contrast paper. Your Chinen-Kramer text contains a guide for the description of a theory, which you may find useful for this paper. I encourage you to compare a theory with which you're familiar and one with which you are not. Challenge your existing knowledge with new knowledge. Look for the directions and evaluation rubric in the compare and contrast assignment.